This happened in early October of 2021, when I was 26. I'd been hiking solo for almost 6 years by that point, and I genuinely believed nothing in the woods could rattle me anymore. That confidence nearly got me killed. I was 3 days into a permit-only trek through a remote stretch of the Bitterroot backcountry in Montana, the kind of place where the trail register only has 4 or 5 names in it for the entire month. No cell signal, no ranger stations within 20 miles. Just me, a 60-pound pack, and about 9 miles of dense lodgepole pine between me and the nearest road. By the third evening, I'd found a flat bench of ground above a shallow creek, tucked back from the water so I wouldn't spook any wildlife coming down to drink at dusk. I set up my tent, hung my food bag on a bear line about 40 yards out, and settled in early. The temperature was already dropping fast, and I remember thinking how loud the silence was. That specific kind of quiet you only get miles from anything human. I fell asleep around 9. I woke up a little after 1 in the morning for no reason I could name, just awake, fully alert, like someone had flipped a switch in my skull. That's when I heard it, a low, wet knocking sound coming from somewhere near the creek, not sharp, like someone hitting wood with a stick, wet, heavy, like something striking a hollow log with the flat of its hand. It came in twos, knock, knock, paused for maybe 10 seconds, then repeated. I told myself it was a beaver working on a dam somewhere downstream. It was a reasonable explanation, and for about 5 minutes I actually believed it. Then the knocking stopped, and I heard footsteps, slow, deliberate ones, moving through the underbrush in a straight line toward my tent. Not an animal's gait, a walking gait, evenly spaced, unhurried, like whoever it was knew exactly where they were going and felt no need to rush. I lay frozen, gripping my knife under the sleeping bag, listening to those footsteps get closer and closer until they stopped directly outside my tent wall, close enough that I could hear breathing, long, slow, deliberate breaths, like someone was standing there, just smelling the air. Then, nothing. The breathing stopped. I counted almost a full minute of dead silence before I finally worked up the nerve to unzip the flap and shine my headlamp out into the dark. Nobody was there, but my bear bag, the one I'd hung 40 yards away, was sitting 6 feet from my tent door. Untouched, unopened, food still sealed inside. Someone had taken it down off the line without making a sound and set it there, deliberately, where I'd see it first thing. That's when the panic really set in, because a bear doesn't untie a bear hang knot, a person does. I didn't waste time rationalizing anymore. I started shoving gear into my pack as fast as my shaking hands would let me, planning to hike out in the dark rather than spend 1 more minute in that clearing. I had my boots half laced when I heard branches snapping, not 1 or 2, but a whole wall of them, all at once, off to my left. I swung my headlamp toward the sound, and the beam caught something standing at the edge of the tree line that made my stomach drop straight through the ground. It was tall, easily 7.5 feet, and built wrong, too long in the arms, too narrow through the shoulders, covered in what looked like matted dark hair or fur soaked black with creek water. It had no visible face, just a smooth blank stretch where one should have been, tilted slightly, like it was studying me. For 3 or 4 seconds, neither of us moved. Then it dropped forward onto all fours and came at me in dead silence. No snapping twigs, no huffing breath, nothing. Just raw, impossible speed, closing the distance in what felt like a single heartbeat. I didn't think. I dropped my pack, grabbed only my knife and headlamp, and ran straight down toward the creek, figuring the rocky water would slow it down more than it would slow me. I hit that freezing water at a dead sprint and didn't even feel the cold. Behind me, I could hear it crashing through the brush, matching my pace, stride for stride. And once, just once, I heard something that I can only describe as a low, guttural chuckle, like it was enjoying this. I followed the creek downstream, for what felt like hours, stumbling over slick rocks in the dark, convinced every single time I looked back that I'd see it right on top of me. At some point, the sound behind me just stopped. No warning, no fading out. It was there, and then it wasn't. I kept moving anyway. I didn't trust the silence. Somewhere around dawn, the creek widened out near an old logging bridge, and I finally saw headlights, a Forest Service truck making its early rounds. I nearly collapsed in the middle of the road, flagging it down. The ranger who picked me up radioed in a welfare check, and a small team hiked back into my old campsite 2 days later to recover what was left of my gear. They found my tent shredded to ribbons and my pack torn open, contents scattered across a 50-foot radius. But they told me something that still keeps me up at night. There wasn't a single footprint anywhere in the mud around the creek. Not mine, not an animal's, nothing, just churned up dirt, like something heavy had been standing there, and then simply wasn't. The official report chalked it up to a bear that had gotten into my food, followed by possible hypothermia-induced disorientation on my part. I know what a bear sounds like. I know what a bear's breathing sounds like at close range. This wasn't that. I haven't gone back into that section of the Bitterroot since, and honestly, I don't think I ever will. If there's one thing I'd tell anyone heading out alone into deep backcountry, it's this. If you ever hear something moving with purpose out there, something that sounds like it's thinking, don't wait around to rationalize it. By the time you've talked yourself out of being afraid, it's already too late.